Okay. See, CISA, which you are looking, okay, this is specifically, you can say this in for an audit purpose. Okay. So you have the basic knowledge of the cybersecurity, but are you able to, audit the things? So the CISA is basically give you an idea how you can do the audits of an information system. Okay. So even CISA have the, if you go with the CISA or CISN, if you look for the CISP or CC or any cybersecurity or an audit, they are have a particular all domains. Okay. So in CISA, there are the 5 domains. In CISM, again, it's have like 10 and 11 domains. In ISO, there's no domain, but they are the standards. There are different kind of standards, which stands for the an audit perspective, or which we implement in the cybersecurity or the ISMS or any implementation of an security. Okay, CISA is just and actually for the keep the system monitor. That's called an audit. Okay. Now, previously there was the CISA had the different names, domain names was the domain. If you see on the screen, there's a domain one. Previously, it was the process of auditing information system. But now in the current new CISA job practice, the name has been changed. And it has been changed the percentage of an exam as well. So in previous CISA, the domain one was a 21%. Yes, in new also is 21%. In domain two, the governance management of IT, it was 16%. But now it's only 17 minutes. It has been changed now. Now in domain three, there's the system acquisition, development, and implementation, which was 18%. But in today's in a new CISA, it has been reduced to 12%. Now, currently we are focusing on the maintenance and the service management. The previously was 20%. Now it's 23%. The protection of information system previously is 25%. Now it's 27%. So now if you look the percentage wise of a CISA, the majorly has been covered into the protection of an information asset. So, because currently, nowadays every company is protecting the assets, the information, the data, user profile, the complete standards of an organization. They are the data owners now. They are the data custody. They are the now data ownership. There are many things has been changed now in an organization, even in IT as well. The compliance has been changed. New compliance policy and procedures and standards are coming. Now the laws is also are now being getting changed. Now, if I give an example, ISO 27701, it was released in 2013, the previous one. Now, after many years, this year ISO has changed completely. So every year, every regulatory or any standards or law is being getting changed because of the current uh, technology, and the infra is being getting changed so frequently. So the laws, standards, even the auditor perspective is also being getting changed. Okay. So any questions that you can ask anytime.
Okay. I wanted to know, Himanshu, what
Yeah.
this curriculum will cover in this CISA program or
Okay.
course.
In CISA, you will cover everything, which says from the audit perspective, what are the governance we have here, and what are the developments, the software life cycle, what are the ways of, how you can question the question. I'll show you the what are kind of the question you can ask, what are the infra which you're using it, how you're going to audit it, how you're going to implement it. So audit, this CISA is only for the auditing. It's not being an
Yes.
investment, it's just being an audit. Okay. So if I give an example of the protection of information asset. So now you have an inventory, okay, system inventory, and of endpoints. Now in endpoints on that system, what are things has been installed? All these security measures has been implemented. If it's implemented, who is being implemented? Who is implementing it? Who is the owner of that? Is there any policy, procedures, standards, or who have the admin access? So it's like for a one endpoint, there's a multiple question. There are multiple things we can ask, or there are multiple things which you can implement it. Now, as a project management, if just like in the COVID cases, it suddenly everything has been, working from home. Now there was a challenge. If every employee is working from home, how we can protect the data, right? So then it came the cloud system has became up, and Office 365 Teams is been now using by everyone. Zoom is using by everyone. Now, if we're giving these features, how we can protect the data? So in CISA, you will see the how the implementation is done and how you can monitor and audit the things. Okay.
And how long will be the class, and how many sessions you will be covering, and what else?
Okay. So it's there are 5 domains are there, right? So each domain will take an 8 hours.
Okay,
So they are 5 domains, so 40 hours.
40 hours. Okay.
Okay. No problem. You can take your the appropriate time because CISA is something it's very depth.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very in depth because they are very categories, subcategories, and to the subcategory there are multiple tasks. So not only the I'm giving you the only the training, I'll give you the some set of questions as well between the session as well, so you can have an idea what kind of question will come in CISA. Not only in CISA,
Excellent.
if like if you go with the any project management also in the current time also, I can give you the all those questions which you can ask. Okay, I'll give you the examples also in this demo session as well. What kind of questions will come around in the audience perspective as well. Okay, so
That's good.
now if you see the domain one have the planning and the execution, which I say the information system audit process. They is it A and B. If you see planning, how you plan it and how you execute it. So every domain have the planning and execution. Now, how you can plan and how you can execute the every domain. So you can see the in domain two also, it's IT governance and the IT management. Who have the IT governance role and who have the IT management. Same we have in domain three. So it's information security acquisition development and B is implementation. So in IT, they are the teams who do the development and acquisition, and they are the person who do the implementation. Same for domain four, information system operation and business resilience. So they are the business resilience and there is information system operations. Now in system operations, you might be have heard about the this common technology component, IT asset management, system interface, end user computing, governance. So these all are 5 domains which have the all 2 categories. Just like in a coin, we have a head and tails. Same way in all the domains, we have an A and B. So there's the one control who do it, and there's one control who monitor it. So now there is the small section of which is called the protection of an asset, information asset. So what it does, information asset is based completely on the 3 pillars of a cybersecurity. Now, in 3 pillars, they are the CI which is confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability. These are the 3 things which is dependent on the entire cybersecurity, even the audit, even everything. If you implement everything, anything in the organization, these things you have to look into it. How our data is confidentiality, how the implementation is being done, how the integrity means who is doing it, how is doing it, we have a records or not, the availability. Third, if one location is down, or if this application primary server is down, so do we have any availability of that, the BCP of that application? So protection of an as information asset is completely based on the CI trials. Okay, it's been you might be have seen that they are the companies who work on the PCI DSS. PCI DSS is just like for the who have the credit card information, debit card information, uh, how they are protecting the customer data, the credit card information, the debit card information, right? So you do a online shopping, Amazon, right?
Mhm.
You have the Flipkart, you are using the Myntra. Now, they are also to do a business, they have done the PCI DSS audit. What the PCI DSS do, they give the certification that they have the credit cards and the debit card details, but they are in the encrypted data. They have the data which is in mask state. So if anyone go and log into the server, they cannot see the data because it has been encrypted. So same way, the the asset, the information which we have in our servers, how we are protecting it. Okay, so this is the module. This is the information of information asset is for the domain 5. Okay, in domain 5, it's the first chapter of a domain 5. Now, the information asset security framework standards and the guidelines, you will see these informations, there's so many guidelines. We have ISO guidelines, we have NIST guidelines, we have these ISA square guidelines we have, and then we have guidelines from the PCI DSS, then we have guidelines from the HIPAA. We have in the market, there are so many guidelines are there. Okay? But what we do with the guidelines, we don't do anything with the guidelines as of now. So because that guidelines is given to an organization to follow the procedure, to secure your environment, but it doesn't mean the company follow the same procedures. Every organization follow the procedures according to the needs of a business. So now, in a live example, if I give you, there is an organization who is into the insurance. They follow the guidelines, but not the PCI DSS. They don't follow with the NIST. They don't follow the this IC square or the ISACA follow, right? But they follow the ISO 27001. They follow the government IRDA standards. Now, as an insurance company, they follow the completely government rules and regulations. They give the complete guidelines, but they have to follow the certain certification level also, where they met the complete business need. From there, they get the business. Now, in this, just like I give an example of Amazon, they have the PCI DSS, right? Insurance company do the IRDA guidelines. That is completely insurance regulatory. Same, the hospitals have the certification of HIPAA because they have the data of their patients, where they have the data of the patient's blood record, their medical records, they have the entire all the patient's records. So that is HIPAA is required. Every organization have these standards, the frameworks, and the guidelines. So if I give you then another example of automobiles, they have the standards from the CC. They have a standards for the NIST. Every organization has a different standards and guidelines. So now if I ask you, what is framework and what is standards or guidelines? What is actually differentiate in this?
Are you asking me? Yeah, frameworks and guidelines are set by any organization. They have set the standards, and as per the standards, resources or other clients, they need to meet those requirements.
What's the difference between in standard and guidelines? Okay. So I was asking about the standard and guideline.
Difference in standard and the guideline.
Yes.
Standards are like every company, they practice standards, right? As set by their management or HR or any authority. And guidelines are there certain guidelines set by, like you said, there. And we need to follow the process as per the guidelines. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's the only difference is here actually. Standard is something which the ISO 27001 is the standard. Okay, so it's give you the certain standards which you have to follow, but it doesn't mean you have to follow each and everything. But guidelines is something which company give you to follow the procedures. But obviously, you have to follow that. You cannot ignore it. So yeah, that's the only differences here in the standards and the guidelines. Same way, just like I said, the NIST we have and another CC we have. We follow the standards, okay, but it doesn't mean that we follow all these standards. It's again depend on the business and depend on the business need and the customer's requirement. Okay. So even auditor, what it does, they only just check what is the business need required. It doesn't see, if auditor comes, they just see that, you have the certain guidelines which you have given, you have to follow. But if you're not following up, what is the reason? What is the, why we are not following it? Is any exceptions are there to not following up? So the management need to approve it that you're not following this as it's not required in the business. But if you're doing such a business, but you're not following a standard, the auditor give the, a recommendation you have to follow these standards to make sure your infra is secure and you follow all these standards. Okay. Now, while doing an audit of an information system or the information security management framework, these are the 11 frameworks where we do an audit. Now, the first is review written policy, procedures, and standard. This is the main where audit, not only the auditors, even the infra, the CISO, the IT managers, or the EVP, or anyone who review the written policy, procedures, and standards. This is the first main thing. Once this policy, procedure, and standard has been read out, and we have seen that this has to be implemented, because if we do any implementation, the policy and procedure should be there, because what we write it, we have to same thing we have to implement it. If we don't have this document, that we cannot implement it. We don't have any document to showcase to anyone that what we have implemented. So that's the main thing which should be there in place. So now in the same organization where you're working, there will be certain policy and procedures as well in IT, right? The common policy is there, your password. There should be the like 12 characters with the uppercase and the lowercase, the number and the symbol. That's a common, right? So that's called a policy, and how the procedure has been done. That is a different standard. Now, second is the training. The major information in information security, this is the major, where we give the trainings to all the employees. Now, if you have given the training, how we make sure that we have given the training, how we can track it. So there are many other ways to, track it with the application or many organization to fill the form. There's even attendance sheet where we enter the name and from which department is it, the employee number, and then we scan it and save it in a system. But if a ransomware attack comes, how we can secure that data? That training has been done. So each and every step, the question comes how we protect the data.
I see.
Okay.
So, if you don't mind me asking a stupid question,
Yeah.
Himanshu, so there is no actual hands-on technical work required for an auditor, right?
See, technical is not required. Okay. The only question, the right question is come around. If you don't have any technical, the right questions. If you don't have any technical knowledge, it's fine. But you should know the basics.
Yes. And what would be the difference between CISM and CISA? What is the main difference? Because I wanted to discuss something with you, that since I come from a business analyst background,
right.
And do you think so? That will be a good course for me or a good certification for me? I do as much as I want to, but I also wanted to know that there are few certifications, and I did some research. CISM and CISA. I was trying to pick one, and I don't know why I am finalizing for CISA, but there is another one. As per my background, what would be your recommendation?
Okay. Now,
Since
as
you
you
are the
are
expert,
right, so you are into business analyst where you have no idea on the audit part. Okay. Now, in a business analyst, CISA is like you can say the 40% of our work will be done, but the CISM is the main certification which will be best suitable for your current, as per the current organization or the role which you have, the CISM. Now, in CISM, what is it? Actually, CISM is the completely management. It's not the audit. It's completely management. So now in management, it's just like you have, the ITIL, correct? Sarika,
yes.
you know the ITIL.
ITIL.
Yeah, ITIL, ITIL.
Yeah.
Right. So if the IDL, the CISM, it's completely like, a 30% of a job in CISM. So
I
in
see.
CISM, it give you the complete set that what you have to follow if you are following the ITIL. The few certain steps. But in CISA, it give you the audit. The ticket has been raised or not. The security incident has been done or not. So if it's done, who have done it? Now, that's the difference. In CISA,
I see.
you ask the questions, and CISM, you manage the things.
I see. Okay. I see.
Okay.
Makes sense.
If you
And
are in
course modules are different. So, I'm
both
sorry, I cut you.
both, yeah, both course modules are different.
Okay, I see.
CISA give you the complete, how you do an audit. What are the things you have to ask? How you can ask? So if I'll show you the next screen, this is the completely IT security baseline. This is how you run an audit do. This is inventory, environment inventory. So these are the questions come. Is what form of are they maintained? Is there any critical confidential information maintained or handled? If so, how is it protected? So these are the auditor questions, how it comes. What type of operating system exists? How many subnets exist? How many workstation server exist? In how many location is the IT infrastructure? Has the wireless infrastructure has been deployed? How is it secured? So just I said, CISA isn't completely in order. So you ask the questions. You ask as much as questions just to ensure that your info is protected. And if it's not implemented properly, you just give the recommendation. Now then it goes to the CISM person who actually manage it. But if it's not being managed, so he has to get the implementation done. Now you got an idea what is in a CISA and CISM.
Yes.
CISM is an implementation and the management. CISA, it's when audit, give the recommendation, which implementation is required. So if company don't want to implement it, that's again the complete exception. Director have to approve it that this cannot be implemented as it's not required into our business or it's not required to our infra currently. So that's the CIA and CSM. So these are the questions, random question which I've put it on the screen, which auditor asks or which has been implemented or need to be implemented. So in an antivirus, does the enterprise have the antivirus policy, all the workstation running on the latest version? So auditor asks this question and according ask for the evidence. So who handle the antivirus now? Who handle the antivirus server? So they call it, they check the servers and they check how many system has been compliant, how many is not compliant, total number of assets. They match their numbers. That's it. Same, we have the password policy. Same, we have the patching as well. So, Sarika, now hope I have an idea of how the CIS, what is the CIS and CISM. But as per my recommendation, I give you, if you're not into an audit section, you are into the business analyst. So I suggest you go to the CISM part.
You recommend that we should go into the CISM part?
CISM, not the CISA.
Okay.
Because you are into the project management, you are being the business analyst, you are handling the teams, you are involved into the ITL as well. So when you are involved in all of these, go with the CIS.
Okay.
Because if you want,
sorry.
If you want to go to an audit part, then you can go with the CISA. But you already have 15 years of experience. Don't go back to the audit part. Just do right now what you're doing it. Be a manager in the project management part. So CISM will be the best way to do it.
Do you have something right now prepared so that we can take a look at what the course would look like and what kind of contents in the course and how I can be benefit?
Okay, 1 minute. I have at this screen. Okay, so they are the 4 domains. If you can see on the screen, in depth, the domain one again, the security governance, the completed strategic alignment, risk management, value delivery, how the resource has been managed, the performance measurement, the integration. That's the domain one. And domain two is the 33%, which is the information risk management and compliance. Okay, it's completely, you can see it according to your profile, it's completely suitable. It's identify and manage the information security risk. Third domain is completely security program development and the management, 25%. So it's the risk management, value delivery. Then fourth is your security incident management. So these are the four domains in CIS. So apart from this, there will be so many categories also, which they will be technical as well in the CISM. So how you can manage the infra, the CISM will give you the technical and the theoretical both.
Okay. In technical, in which terms, like what
it's normal technical terms. So if it's antivirus, what kind of viruses are there? How many botnets are there? So you will have the some sort of a basic knowledge as well in CISM to understand the current situations in the market as of now, the organization. Not only the basic technology of the cybersecurity, you have the basic knowledge of an ISO as well in the CISM. So it gives you the complete set of the knowledge, technical, theoretical, the management, the standards.
Okay.
Okay. Again, if you go with the CISM, it's completely audit based. Okay. CISM is completely
CISM or CISA? CISA, right? CISA is audit based.
CISA, yeah. CISA is completely audit based and CISM is completely management based.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So if you have any questions, you can ask.
I need to know what to ask, to be honest. Right now I wouldn't know what to ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to tell you honestly that I don't have, like you have 10 years of experience in cybersecurity. You treat me 0-year experience, somebody who comes without any experience in cybersecurity. I do have experience in other areas, but not in that particular field. But I'm trying to enhance my knowledge and I'm trying to get into this, and I want to focus moving onwards specifically in these areas.
So Sarika, not only when I started the cybersecurity, I was just started as a basic, but again, just like you are upscaling the knowledge, even currently also I'm upscaling into my cloud security. So somewhere we all are upscaling our knowledge. Now, this is the only basic thing in cybersecurity, even in CISA, CISL, any standards if you talk about, there are only three pillars in cybersecurity: CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Everything works only on all three bases. If we master these three things, do anything in cybersecurity, we absolutely be 100% perfect. So only these things we have to keep in mind.
What are my expectations, Himanshu? When I accomplish this course, I want to feel that I am knowledgeable and I can talk about this subject. And when somebody is talking, I can relate and I can give my input. So these are my expectations. And like I just said, I have zero experience or very little experience, which was just starting in this field. Do you think so? It would be fair, and when I done, and I can say after finishing this course that I do have some knowledge, and I do feel fulfillment of what in terms of my expectations.
Right, Sarika. So after completing this course, okay, you will be having, I'll not say the 100% of confidence, because when you do any course, because even it's with me also, if I do any course, because I'm not 100% confident, I know everything, because every person have few challenges in every, any technology or any field. So I say not the 100%, but at least 90% you have that confidence that you can give an answer. Because there will be a place, might be technology will come, the questions will come, which will not be having to give the answer, right? So this will give you the complete knowledge on the infra, how you can handle it. But when it's come to a technology part, it's 10% which comes around, yes, you're not able to give the answer, which will take a time. You do the Google research, you talk to your colleagues, you talk to the other friends. This is the question, this is how you're going to implement it. So the question comes around. Okay. But
once I'm
Yeah.
thrown in the environment, probably
Yes.
I can get more familiarized.
Right. So, but this course will give you the complete authority, the knowledge, the confidence. Yes, you can do now anything. Apart from the CISM, not only the CISM, I'll give you the, the case studies as well. So how you can implement these things, how you're gonna manage the team or this cybersecurity, the infra, complete knowledge. Like I have 14 years. Now it's
So
by like in April month, this 16th of April, I'll be like 15 years of experience now. I started the the entire IT security and infra when I was in 20. So yeah,
interesting.
you can ask the questions, any questions, whether it's a technology, whether it's compliant related, whether it's an audit related, whether you're implementing right now, if you're managing any project, you can ask anything. So the expectation, don't worry about the expectation. You will be met your expectation. And even after this course, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me
Sounds good.
anytime. Any technology, any implementation, anything you can reach out.
Okay. That's very good. That sounds very promising. Not from my side. If I have some questions, probably I can ask later, but these are the
Yeah,
few
sure.
concerns I had initially, and I think we already covered everything.
Yeah. So if you want any implementation plan as well, how you can implement anything, you can just even still you can reach out to anyone, Natasha, Nia, or Amit. Even
Okay.
you can get the help on the implementation as well.